All right, if you're watching this, we have different clothes on, yes. It is Tuesday. The last time we recorded was Sunday, so it's Tuesday now. So just to let y'all know, we don't change within scenes because we're not Diana Ross. We're not Queen Latifah when she did the awards that time. We can't change every scene. We just let you know this is another day, just to throw that out there.
Just one question before we go and get into the next game.
Right.
Why did you take off the label for that water?
Well, listen. When you watch these shows on TV and these movies and stuff like that, usually they take the tag off the bottle of water because I don't want to get sued. So I took the tag off of the bottled water, and plus they're not sponsoring us or nothing like that.
Listen. No offense to our show, because I think our show does well for what it is.
Right.
But who cares about what we show on our show? Who's going to sue us, and what are they going to get from it?
Well, listen, I don't know all those diameters and that like that. All I know is I don't want to be sued.
Nobody's going to sue us. Like Rocky said in Rocky 5, sue me for what?
Listen.
He didn't have anything.
You already made me change my name. It was Stephen A. J. Smith.
What?
And you killed it. So, well, it was Stephen J. Smith. But you said it was too close to saying Stephen A. Smith.
Yes.
So I dropped the Smith and I just say Stephen J.
Yes, that makes more sense. But still, I don't think he's going to sue you.
Listen, just to throw it out there, just enough. And we're going to give a shout out anyway. And this is Members Mark. This is Members Mark Water. So this game is brought to you by today, Members Mark Water.
Now, they can sue you now.
We're giving them a shout out.
But that's not authorized by them.
Members Mark.
All right.
It's not the water company called this water bottle. I heard Members Mark is a good company. So we should get that next time and not use the Members Mark.
You make it sound like we're poor. We're desperate for money.
Listen, what is water, okay? Now, we're going to get into the game. Riot Squad versus IOD. IOD got a problem. Their starting quarterback, the bad man. He's a bad man. He's out for a few weeks. And I'm trying to get it out of my system because I'm not going to be able to say it during the season for a few weeks. So I'll say it one more time. He's a bad man.
Listen, I'm not going to press the panic button because they have another quarterback, so
right.
I'm not going to necessarily worry as of yet. It's only week 2, so I don't see no reason to panic. This is their first game of the season, so we just got to see how things move along for them in order for us to assess how their team is going to perform later on.
And Riot Squad is coming off of a win. They won last week. They beat Street Fam. They added Ramsey at quarterback. Now they got a quarterback that can actually stretch the field. And you can't say mobility-wise, he's a difference from Rudy. I think Ramsey's as fast as Rudy. I think Rudy's not really a cutback guy. He's not elusive. He has straight speed. And I think Ramsey has a lot of speed.
I'm going to disagree with you there. Videos have shown that he's shaking a couple of guys.
Rudy's not elusive. He's not cutting back, shaking people.
I don't agree with you.
I think he's more of a north-south runner.
I don't agree with you.
But at the end of the day, I think Ramsey gives you a better offensive weapon at quarterback to put up points. Riot Squad problem last season was they couldn't score. They got a guy who could score. Their problem this season is I don't think their defense is the same. They don't have Ouija, who played pretty good defense. Smoke is not on this team no more. We haven't seen Ak. Ak is not going to be at this game either. Those are two big pieces. The guy who went to the All-Star game last year in Kobe, I don't think he's not here this season. So you lose a lot of weapons on this defense. So I think they stepped up offensively, but they stepped back defensively.
Well, it's week 2, so maybe later on they're going to have some guys come, even though next week is going to be where it matters.
Right.
Hopefully they show up because I think that they're going to need them down the line. I'm pretty sure they were building this team to finally be able to face and beat Carver,
right.
The team that beat them twice last year,
right.
by a hair-thin margin.
Right.
So they're going to need those guys back. They have improved offense, but they're still going to need those guys back.
Just to let you know before we get in the game, Smoke is not coming back. Smoke signed with another team.
Yes.
So he's one guy that's not coming back to Riot Squad. He signed already, so he won't be on this team. So we're going to have to see. Don't get me wrong, King is playing well at Giver, but King is not Smoke. Smoke brings more of an energy, and he takes that giving position like it's at a quarterback position.
Okay.
He takes it 100% serious. Let's jump right into the game. Ramsey on first down, throws deep to Lou. It's picked off by Andy, giving the ball back to IOD. And this is the situation with Ramsey. Ramsey's a guy who's going to do what Ramsey do. Sometimes I think he comes out the huddle already saying, this is what I'm going to do. He's not good at breaking down defenses. He looks and says, this is what I'm going to do this time. He throws an unnecessary bomb, and it's picked off by Andy.
And the thing about Ramsey is, early in the game, maybe it's just a hiccup for this game. I'm not going to just outright say that this is Ramsey's problem, anything like that, because maybe this is a one-time mistake. But Ramsey has a habit of taking a lot of risks. He's one of those quarterbacks that is high risk, high reward. So this is what you get when you play with Ramsey. Hopefully for them, it doesn't hurt them too much, but it's an interception here.
Third down, Joe gets blitzed by Lou and throws deep pass to the receiver. Big game, picking up the first down. Second down, Joe on 4 rush, rolls right, throws it up. JP knocks it away, and that's going to be a question mark. I'm going to tell you why. Last down, Joe finds Andy the corner end zone for the touchdown, 6-0. Now, they're going to get to 2 things. One, JP's play is going to be, is going to be up there for the not top 5. And I'm going to tell you why. JP is not a defensive player, so let's not kill him. He didn't know where he was on the field, but he had opportunity for the interception. If you look here, he knocks the ball away not knowing that. It's only second down.
Yeah.
He realized it after. He was a little upset with himself. Nobody told him to pick the ball off. He was just going off an instinct. He knocked the ball away. But the problem with that is IOD ends up scoring on 4th down. So that's going to hurt. And if you look here, Andy gets open in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown.
And the thing about it is, you got to know what down it is. I think that was a thing there. JP not normally a defender, so he's not paying attention to what down it is or anything like that. But he got to know that if you're going to be out there playing defense with this team, And I think that that's one of the things that hurt them in this drive here. It may hurt them later on in the game. If they don't buckle down, JP can't make that mistake again.
Ramsey with 3 passes to get them to the 10-yard line. Last down, Ramsey scrambles. Find Lou wide open in the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, the defender follows Ramsey, leaving Lou open. Pig's going to get the extra point. 7-6, Riot Squad.
And this is a thing a lot of defenders have problems doing. They always looking to follow the quarterback and watch his eyes and follow where he's looking at. But you're keeping an eye on the quarterback, and you're taking your eye off of the receiver, and that's exactly what happens here, and this leaves Lou wide open in the end zone.
And Ramsey has one of the top no-looks in the league. Him, Lou from Violators, these guys have no looks. Chuck can do it too. You have a lot of quarterbacks that you cannot follow their eyes because once they see the receiver open, they use their eyes in order to create more space for the receiver, and they get the ball in there. Great play by Ramsey, 7-6. First down, Joe throws to Andy in the middle for a nice game, picking up the first down. Then on 4 rush, Joe gets sacked by King. If you look here, the blocker knocks him down, but King recovers and still gets the sack. Now, I know I killed this team because they wasn't able to get Smoke back, but these are the plays that Smoke made. And King showing the ability to bring energy and make a play here. ILD can't get close to the end zone, they're going to have to punt.
And you're saying that right now, of course, this is game 2, but you already said before the game started that King is not Smoke. Obviously, we know that, but that doesn't mean that King can't bring that same intensity, and that's exactly what he's doing now. For the last 2 games, King has been playing at a high level. Two games, he already has 3 sacks. So you got to give him some type of props. He's playing hard out there. It doesn't matter if he is Smoke or not. The point is he's filling that role as a person that pressures the quarterback.
No disrespect to King. Great play. But first of all, Joe is thrown. Joe is the 3rd quarterback on this IOD team. Slasher would get here a little late, and Adi's hurt. So let's not bake a cake for King. He made a great play here. I give him his props because he's still with the play. But don't disrespect the reigning giver of the year in Smoke and try to even put King in his level. We got to see something before we can sit down and say King is going to be able to bring what Smoke brings. He brings it on this play, but let me see if he can bring it for another 8 games after this one.
Well, that's the whole point of watching this season.
First down, Ramsey scrambles and throws to JP in the sideline for a decent gain. And this is what they need. Ramsey needs to find JP. He's a good receiver, made the all-star team a few times. He's a player capable of making a play, and this is more comfortable for him to make. Third down, Ramsey throws a pick wide up on the sideline for a nice gain. Last down near the 50-yard line, Rams throws deep to Lou, knocked away, turnover on downs, and this is the problem with Ramsey. It's 12th down. You need a first down. But he throws a bomb. Okay, good job. What?
Listen, like I said earlier, Ramsey is a high-risk, high-reward quarterback. He took the risk here. He didn't get the he didn't win that gamble, and that is one of the reasons why they're gonna turn over the ball a lot this season. That's something that you just gotta look for.
And y'all fans that watch Real Tough Talk, you'll hear Ghost contradict himself several times. Because before, he was a guy that liked these plays. He says, listen, I like a quarterback that can take risk. I like a quarterback that takes opportunity. This is not the same elite defense that they had last year.
But I'm going to say
Your
this.
job as Ramsey is to put up points,
but you know what's
not
the difference?
take chances.
But you know what's the difference when I talk about risk? He wasn't open. That's the difference. He was not open. Ramsey, I guess, was convinced that he could make something happen, but this receiver here was not open, and they're only 4 or 5 yards away from that first down line. I'd rather get the first down in that type of situation.
That's going to take us into the half 7-6. If I'm ILD, I'll take the 7-6. I'm down. You know, I got stopped my first time. I scored my second time. I'll take that. I don't have my starting quarterback. I don't have my backup quarterback. Joe's a guy that gets the nod down. I need to keep the game a little, going. I have Jesus. Jesus is here. The question is, can we keep this guy healthy? He can help him further on down the line. But I'm going to take what I could take at 7-6. I'm okay with that.
The thing about Riot Squad, they could have had a bigger lead by now, I would say. I think because of those risks by Ramsey, I think that's what's been hurting them on offense. You know, their defense has been playing solid. They kept ILD to 6 points. But the job is not done when you're not putting points on the board. You're keeping ILD in the game when your offense is taking risks like this. They have to fix it in the second half.
We're going to jump into the second half. Slasher got here a little prior to the end of the first half, so he's here now. We're going to see what happens. But Joe is still throwing. Third down, after getting the first down, Joe gets blitzed by Lou. Lou grabs Joe, but Joe is able to pitch to Slasher. Slasher goes to Jesus in the middle for a nice gain. Lou gets flagged for holding, and the play is declined. Now, this is my thing. That's a good throw by Slasher to get the ball to Jesus. That's their money, man. They got to get Jesus there. Jesus have to stay healthy if this team wants to make it to the chip. Not the Final Four. This team is the Philadelphia Eagles of touch football. They make the Final Four year in, year out. They just can't get into the chip. And Slasher with the good throw. Last down, 4 rush. Joe throws it to Andy on the sideline, out of bounds, turnover on downs, giving it back to Riot Squad. Why does the Slasher just throw? I don't understand this quarterbacking carousel. At the end of the day, if my man Adi's down, Slasher's the next man up, but they continue to leave Joe in. Joe's not able to do nothing, and there's a turnover.
Well, I'm guessing that this was a test run to see if Joe is going to be the quarterback and Slasher goes to play receiver, which he's a capable receiver out there. He's a weapon. So I think that that's what they were going for rather than just Slasher playing as quarterback, because that's another weapon that they could use on the field. So I guess this is what they're trying. It's not working.
Riot Squad going to get the ball, but they're going to have to punt. They don't get nothing that drive. Second down, Joe throws deep to a wide open Andy in the end zone for the touchdown. Andy beats the defender on the sideline. It's 12-7, IOD.
And Andy, you've been hearing his name a lot in this game. He's been stepping up for this team, being their big playmaker. He's been an all-star before in this league, so he's one person that knows how to make things happen on the field, and he's showing that right here.
First down, Ramsey throws a pig on the sideline. Pig makes a nice catch over Slasher for a nice gain. I'm never going to take away from Pig's offensive capabilities. I don't think he's the same type of defender, but I think offensively he can help any team out, and he does it here. Third down, Ramsey finds Lou in the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Slasher's guarding no one. 14-12, Riot takes the lead right back.
And if you look at Slasher here, I don't know who he's looking at. I don't know what receiver he's looking at. What is he doing? Because this receiver here gets right in the middle of the end zone. Slasher's still standing there. He doesn't react in time, leaving the receiver wide open for that easy score.
Next play, onside, we're going to show. And we don't usually show an onside, which means what? Something's going to happen.
Yes.
Riot goes onside. The ball is dropped and recovered by Riot Squad. Give him the ball. If you look at this receiver here, that is a big drop. I don't know what he was looking at. That's probably going to be a not top 5 because I think you got to catch that ball. But he doesn't, and we're going to see what happens. Riot is going to get the ball back.
And this just shows that IOD is not playing at the level that they usually play at. Even though they was able to score 2 touchdowns, this is not the same IOD team. They're not playing proper defense. They're not moving the ball away supposed to on offense. things just are not working for them the way they should right now.
I try to get his name from ILD, but they say they don't snitch. So they would not give me his name after that drop. But guy who dropped the ball, I will kill you. But they said they don't snitch. And that was specially said by Slasher. He said, I don't snitch. So he wouldn't tell me the name of that player.
That's funny.
Next play, Ramsey gets blitzed by the defender, throws it up, and it's picked off by Slasher, giving the ball right back to IOD. And this is what Ramsey does. First of all, he throws the pick open in half. Then he throws a bomb when they're trying to get a first. And now this time, right after Riot got the ball back, he throws an interception. Way to try to give the game up to IOD. IOD gets the ball right back.
And pretty much all Riot Squad has gotten right now is just another version of Dion, because he's one person like Dion hurts himself by taking these types of risks and not necessarily assessing the situation. So now Riot Squad is another team that has to worry about a quarterback on their side that does things like that.
You are so disrespectful.
How?
Let me repeat that. Put the words up for me. You are so disrespectful. How you gonna say Ramsey is like a Dion? No disrespect to Ramsey. Dion was the starting quarterback in the All-Star game last year.
Okay.
Ramsey made the team, but Dion was a starter.
Who got the MVP?
Dion was lights out in the regular season. He only lost the quarterback of the year to Adi. They're not on the same level. Now, did Ramsey win the All-Star MVP? Yes, he did. Not going to say he didn't. But Dion has a resume. You cannot compare these guys.
Listen.
How dare you speak that blasphemy out of your mouth?
And this is the animation I'm talking about that comes out of you. First of all, we're facing the camera, so you're supposed to point this way. That's how they're going to read. This way to that way. Your point, it's backwards. So, that's one.
Don't matter. I can do what I want to do.
That's one. Two, I didn't say that Ramsey is on Dion's level or anything like that.
You said they got another
What
Dion.
I said is a version, meaning he's a quarterback that takes a lot of risks and turn over the ball a lot, which is something that Dion has done this season so far. So, am I wrong? Am I not speaking facts? They both turn over the ball when they don't need to. They play better games than they have, but they kill themselves by taking risks. Am I wrong? That's all I'm saying. Super Friends, if you're watching, please tell me if I'm wrong or not. That's all I'm saying.
We're going to see what they think when they come to the field on Saturday. Now, back to the game. Remember, ILD is down. Okay. ILD gets the ball back. 14-12, they're down. Attempted to come away with a win. On last down, Joe on 4-rush pump fakes and just gets the ball off to Jesus on the sideline for the first down. Question, did he get sacked?
Honestly, that's hard to say. I think that it's close, I would say.
Remember, if it's so close on the camera, we can't, now there's no challenges.
Yeah.
But had they challenges, if this is the playoffs, what do you think they happen?
I think that they probably would have gotten away with one, because I think that at the end of the day, I think the player probably did get to him in time.
But it's
close enough that it's hard to tell, even just by looking at it in slow motion. So, again, he got the ball off, and I think that they got away with one on that one.
First down, Joe throws at Jesus on the sideline, and it's almost picked off by Pig. This was the old Pig that's gone to the house for 6 points. That's the Pig that they need, the ability to read the play. This is when Pig used to play free safety, and he knows how to bait players. He doesn't have the same speed, but he has the instincts, and sometimes we see it every now and again with him making a great play. That's going to take us to last down. Slasher tosses it up. It's going to be knocked away by Lou. 14-12, Riot Squad with the win.
Well, Riot Squad pulled it through in this one. I think that they kept it close a little too much. Ramsey took a lot of risks that he didn't need to, and I think because of that, that's one of the reasons why the game was close. On ILD side, they just didn't play the way that they should. They're supposed to have a stronger offense out there. There's probably a lot of guys missing on their team, and that's probably why they're not playing at the high level that they're known for. But Joe got to make better. Joe got to play better if they're going to be successful moving forward.
Well, let me get on Riot Squad. First of all, 14-12, that's the same situation you had last year. You got Ramsey, but you're not putting up points. You've seen him turn the ball over 3 times. 2 picks, and they couldn't get a first down. that's basically what you had in Rudy last year. Rudy will hold the ball a little too long.
Yeah, so that's a little.
But they still not scoring points. You can't say I got Ramsey now. I'm only scoring 14 points when I have more opportunities. So they got to do something better than that. But they play good defense. But let's not bake a cake because ILD, there was no ace. Slasher got here late. So, and there's no, Adi's not throwing. Yeah. And Tony wasn't here. But we seen ILD add Buckwheat.
Yes.
Once Buckwheat gets more comfortable with this team,
yeah,
he is a weapon. You've seen him play with the U. This guy can play very well. So that's a good addition to them, but we didn't really hear his name in this game.
Yeah.
Once Adi gets back and once Shorty goes to the helm, this team could score points. We've seen them do their career here, being in the UFL. So we're not going to say anything, but Riot plays and gets a win. It doesn't matter who's on the field, who's here, who's not. At the end of the day, Riot is 2-0, and they'll take that.
And the thing about it is they can't keep playing this way if they want to win moving forward in the future.
Right.
They got to put up points no matter what. That was their Achilles heel last year, and they got to fix that. They didn't make all of these moves to get Ramsey and all of that just to be in the same position. They got to improve.
We're going to be right back. Real Tough Talk. Riot Squad with the win over ILD, 14-12. Next game up, Main Event versus Super Friends. Main Event makes their debut. They decided to join the league. They came in the league late. We're going to welcome them. Definitely a competitive young team. They remind me of a young ILD only because they always stick together. Usually the same core guys. Definitely we're happy to have them. And they face a Super Friends team that has not lost a game in the UFL since the Final Four. They went through the regular season, beat everybody in front of them, made it all the way to the Final Four, got their first loss in the Final Four versus Carver. They won last week against them Getters, and they are out to get to at least the championship. I think anything shorter than the championship is a bust year for them. They added Red, and they added Mace, two guys that can help them get past that little hump in the road to the next level.
And obviously that's their goal. That was their goal from last year, to make it to the championship. And they waited until the Final Four to play their worst game of the season. So I think that they're trying to avoid that this season. They're trying to correct those mistakes that they made. And, you know, so far it's only been one game, but I think that they're on a mission, and I think that they have the opportunity to get it done this year.
I wouldn't say it's their worst game. They waited because I don't think the week before against Violators they looked great.
No,
I think Violators could have actually upset them.
But the reason why I said
Macho not drop that touchdown.
But the reason why I
that
say
they
it's the worst game
back.
is because Carver took the lead early in the game.
Right.
So that's something that Super Friends / Primetime didn't do all season. So that's why I said that was their worst game, because they were behind early in the game and they never really caught back up.
Well, we're going to jump into the game. Main Event has Mamba, quarterback, and he's not going to be their quarterback during the season, but he's going for them now. First down, Mamba gets sacked by AB. On 4 rush, Mamba throws it up. It's almost intercepted by Kenny, and it's going to force Main Event to punt. AB with the big sack. AB said he's coming for that record. He says he already got MVP in the championship in the Saturday League in BQFL, but he says MVP of the chip game. But he says he's going after that sack record and that give of the year. Right now he has 3 sacks, so he's on his way. This is his 3rd sack of the season.
He's on a mission. He said it from the beginning that he was after that give of the year. He's looking good right now. He's up to 3 sacks, I believe, with this sack here. That's 3 in 2 games. That's a good rate to move upon when you're trying to break a record. 2 sacks per game, maybe more than that, but 2 sacks is fair enough to break a record.
3rd down with Super Friends with the ball. Dion, after 2 short passes, throws to AB in the middle, incomplete. Last down, Dion throws deep to Chris. It's picked off by Mamba, giving the ball back to Main Event, and Dion could have went for the 1st down, but he did something that I criticized other people from doing. Ramsey did the same thing. The guy you just compared him to, he goes downfield, throws an interception, gives the ball back.
And that's why I said these quarterbacks are so alike in the way, in their playing style and the decision making they have. They're both talented. Obviously, Dion has the edge and a longer resume. But the thing about it is the way they make the decisions, they're 2 quarterbacks that like to take risks. They both do it out there, and a lot of times they lose on those risks. Here is another time where Dion takes a risk, and he loses on that risk. That bet he lost, He could have got the first down, kept the drive going. He does it here. He takes a chance, and unfortunately, they throw an interception.
Main event, as you see it, they're not able to get anything, and they're going to have to punt. Second down with nice blocking by Kenny, picking up the blitz. Dion throws deep to a wide from Prince Mo in the end zone for the touchdown. 6-0 Super Friends with the lead. And I guess because Main Event just joined the league, they don't know who's the reigning offensive player of the year. They're going to learn today, as your man Kevin Hart said. You're going to learn today. And Prince Mo with the touchdown.
And the sad part is there's a reason why this guy's called Mr. Unguardable, because nobody guards him. It's not. I don't even believe it's that they can't guard him, or at least to make the attempt. It's like they choose not to. They don't see him out there. He's right there by himself. Nobody goes to lock up on him, and he gets the easy pass for the touchdown.
Mambo on first down, throws deep to the receiver, is going to be dropped. Main Event with a few yards but can't get into the end zone, they're going to turn over the ball. Twice they got the ball, twice they had to give it up. 3 times they had the ball, and they punted twice, and this time they turned over. 3 possessions. Can't do that in this league. Yeah. After 3 short plays, Dion goes deep to Mace. Cuba's going to get a great one-handed interception. That's a top 5 nominee. And what was Dion doing? Is that a good play or a bad throw by Dion? What do you think?
It's a little of both. You know, this is a throw that Dion, I'm not sure he had to make this throw, but he made it. You know, he made the decision, he made it, and Cuba makes a good play on the ball.
Well, Mace cooked him. Mace was open. It was underthrown, which is why he had to go up for one-hand interception.
Yeah. Well, he goes up with one hand because he had the opportunity to get it. Dion gave him the opportunity by underthrowing it. So Cuba goes up, and he just snatches that ball. That's a good play by Cuba.
Next down, Mambo on first down throws the receiver, and it's going to be dropped and picked off by Golo. Wait for Golo to get the interception and keep his feet in bounds, giving the ball back to Super Friends. I know we don't really talk about their defense. They have a defense, and they make a great play here.
And this is another thing that you got to pay attention to Super Friends. They have good play on both sides. They're very good on offense. They're more known for their offense, but they do have a defense that you have to take seriously. They have a lot of guys that can lock up. They have a lot of guys with speed, and they show it here with a big defensive play here.
Dion with short passes to Kenny for a few yards. Last down, Dion gets blitzed, scrambles, and throws it into the end zone. Chris with a nice move and a catch for the touchdown. And if you look here, Main Event says Kenny was holding. But the question is, was he? That's a great play by Chris.
It's hard to say if he held. Like when the guys are locking up and they're going back and forth, it's hard to see who's holding, who's not. Sometimes the hands are inside the person's chest or anything like that. You cannot see if the person's pulling him or anything like that. So it's a discretionary call. The ref doesn't throw the flag there, and that's Chris with another big offensive play. This team is on a roll here, and their offense is showing why they're one of the best in the league.
And first of all, guys got to pay attention to Chris. He's the next man up. He's a guy that's going up to A-player status because this guy is real, real good. So sooner or later, people are going to start knowing who he is because that guy is a playmaker. And Kenny, even though they say he's a number 2 guy, Prince Mo's the number 1, he's the number 2, which is great when you can have 2 number 1 receivers. Kenny got to get more props for his blocking. We seen him make great blocks last week against Hollywood, and this week he comes with pretty much the same thing with great blocking. Right now it's 12-zip, and we're going to show the extra point. We don't usually show the extra point unless something happens. If you look here, Dion is going to throw the ball up, and B-Roy is going to jump over the defender and make a great catch, and that's definitely freeze that frame because that defender, you got mossed. That is a great play by B-Roy, and he said, Jay, I had to do it. And one thing I can say, what the defender said, I couldn't get his, I forgot his name. He said, what do you want me to do? The guy's 7'12". What am I supposed to do? And I love this energy. I love the fact that he was saying the same thing that I would have said. Yeah. But B-Roy said, Jay, I had to do it to him. He goes up the ladder and makes his catch. If you look here, I think he could have went up there. What is he doing? He could grab the stars up there. If you look at him right now, he's grabbing the stars. Right now, it looks like he's grabbing that cat from the tree. You know what I mean? But whatever you want to call it, the guy went up the ladder to go get this ball. Great play by B-Roy.
And the thing about it is, I don't think that they had to get the 2-point conversion that way, but they just choose to because he was locked. He was one-on-one with this guy. You got to match up a lot better than that. The hard thing about that is Super Friends have a lot of tall receivers, especially B-Roy. So it's not only B-Roy out there that's a tall receiver with arm length. So it's but so much you can do when these matchups do not end in your favor.
It's going to take us into the half. My main event, I don't got my starting quarterback. This is a team that was undefeated I'm playing last year. I'll take this. I'm still getting used to the rules. I'm still getting used to things. I made some good plays. So I'm not going to kill myself too much. We was able to get 2 interceptions, and we'll take what we can get as we move on.
Well, pretty much what we've been saying about Super Friends throughout the game is pretty much what's going on in this game. They are one of the best offenses in the league, even though right now they only scored 14, which is funny that in the half they only scored 14 points. That's still a lot of points for an offense to score in the half. So this team is on a roll, and they're locking up on defense, not giving Main Event any chance to get anything done right now.
We're going to go into the second half. Mamba's going to roll right and throw to Jamie on the sideline, but it's going to be picked off by Jigga, giving the ball back to Super Friends. Jigga with his second pick of the season. He had one last week. Jigga is not a guy that's going to intercept the ball. He's a physical guy. He's going to meet. He's going to step up. He's going to go head-to-head with you, but he's not known for intercepting the ball. If he could get interceptions, now that gives this team on defense another diameter of field play, because you got B-Roy who could drive back in coverage, but he's a great blitzer. Golden who could drive back in coverage, and he's a great blitzer. So when you got those guys able to focus on that middle, and these guys on the outside like Jigga can make these plays, that's another weapon on this defense. Great play by Jigga. And
pretty much you've been saying, that he's not a person that, plays defense and goes for the ball.
He's not a guy that's going to get an interception.
The point is, he's showing you different right now. He's going after the ball. They're throwing it in his area.
This ball was thrown right to him.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just a gimme, I would say, but I'm pretty sure that he makes plays on defense.
He does.
If he picks up the ball.
He's just not a guy that's going to get a lot of interceptions.
But listen, he has 2 interceptions now, so let's see how far this goes.
Next drive, Dion is going to go to the 20-yard line in 3 plays. Last down, Dion finds Mace in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown, 20-0, and Mace contributed on his team. They went out and got Red last week. He scores a touchdown. They came in, they got Mace this week. He scores a touchdown. So the 2 new pieces to the puzzle are helping this team win, and it doesn't get better than that. Mace with a great play here.
Well, it's not fair, man. I mean, they have so many offensive weapons for Dion to choose from. It's like a kid in the candy store right now. So Dion pretty much can throw it to almost anybody on offense, and they can dominate. Even AB, who's giving the ball, is a big-time offensive play himself.
Yep, you're right.
That can also run the ball. So there's so many options for the Super Friends team this season that it's going to be hard to stop them for any defense.
After one short pass, Mamba can't get anything further. They're going to turn over the ball. After 2 plays for a nice game, Dion throws the Mace on the sideline. It's picked off by Cuba, giving the ball back to Main Event. That's Dion's 3rd interception of the game. Main Event is playing defense. They can't score, but they're playing defense. 3 interceptions in your first game against a team that made the Final Four last year, I'll take that.
Well, the thing about it is, unfortunately, not necessarily saying anything bad about Main Event. They made a good play, but Dion is giving them opportunities to make plays on defense now. Dion is not playing the way he's supposed to. He's playing down to a level of a team that's struggling on offense. That's not something that you do. Give their team a chance for them to get back in the game, but Dion is doing exactly that. 3rd down,
Mamba throws to Jamie, who pitches it back to Mamba for a good gain. They end them to the 47-yard line. After getting the 1st down, Mamba throws deep to the receiver, who goes all the way to the 1-yard line. Great play by them. They're finally moving the ball. Last down, Mamba on far west scrambles and throws it to the receiver in the end zone. It's picked off by B-Roy, ending the game 20-0. Super Friends with the come-away win.
And they tried late. Main Event tried late to make something happen, but I think it was too late. Super Friends pretty much locked up on defense at that point, and it was all she wrote for them. At least they tried, but they played hard on defense, so they made a statement that they have a defense that you got to pay attention to. So that's a good thing moving into the next week. They just got to fix their offense and hope that they get things done a little bit better.
Main Event's going to be okay. They play good defense, gave up 20 points. Caused Dion to throw 3 interceptions. But they themselves threw 3 interceptions. That's going to be fixed once their actual quarterback get here. So if I'm Main Event, I'll take this. It's a learning experience. I played a good team. So I'm going to take this to the chin and I'll be okay. Super Friends, 20-0. Great win. But Dion had 3 turnovers. That has to be a concern. And he had 4 together because if you remember, he threw a bomb when they should have went for 1st down.
Yeah.
4 turnovers is not going to get the job done. You cannot turn the ball over if you want to win here. 3 picks against a new team ain't going to work. And Dion will make you laugh, make you cry. And he may put up nice throws and put up points, but he's also going to throw interceptions. And I think Super Friends are just going to have to learn to deal with that because he's not changing his style no time soon.
But I don't think that that's enough. To say that you just got to learn how to deal with it, that's not enough.
He took them to the Final Four playing like this.
Yes, but you took them to the Final Four, and then what happened in the Final Four?
Yes, but that's why they went out and they added a Mace. They added a Red. Because the thing is, Mace is a good offensive player. He brings in toughness, and he brings in size. So he's going to help them able to have another ability to stretch the field. Red can score anytime he touches the ball. Now, he can also lose yards, but he's going to make somebody miss, and he can make a big play. By giving Dion these weapons, you give him more opportunity to score because he's going to turn the ball over.
Listen.
So these two guys you added can both score on one play.
But the thing about it is you did not answer the question. You did not solve the problem by adding more to it. I mean, now he has more people to take risks with. So I think that it's a double-edged sword. Just because he has more weapons does not mean that it's going to change Dion for the better. Dion is still Dion no matter who he's playing with.
If you have a Golden State offense, they shoot threes. That's what they do. Super Friends are going to put up points. That's what they do. And Dion is going to take risks because that he looks at it as a high risk, high reward. He's going to take his shots because that's what makes this team go. They're also a good running team. They can run the ball. The only team I think that can run the ball with them is the Browns. We got to see if the Browns can still do that. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, because you have all these weapons, you can come back from the mistakes because one mistake, you're going to still score. You gave up the ball 4 times and still scored 20 points.
I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say this, and this is going to be my final statement on this. The way he turns over the ball, if you look at this game, he turns over the ball by throwing interceptions.
Right.
If a team decides to capitalize on those interceptions and score every time he gives them the ball, that's the losing formula right there. I don't care what team you are. That's the difference. And it doesn't matter. If he throws interceptions, eventually a team is going to capitalize and they will lose.
All I'm going to say is once you start telling Dion to change his style, now you're going to have a problem. This is what you got. He is what he is. You're not going to teach this old dog new tricks. He's going to be who he is. So the way you cover up his mistakes is by adding more weapons, which is what they did.
And we'll agree to disagree on that. We can only wait and see who's going to be right in the end.
We're going to take go to the next game. We're going to take the next break. 20-0. Super Friends with the win over main event. Next game up, CMM versus Slaughterhouse. CMM comes in with a win. They won last week versus Wildcats. Slaughterhouse come in. This is their first game of the season. They're facing CMM, and Slaughterhouse doesn't really have enough guys. You know, hopefully they'll be able to add guys later on, but they need enough guys here to compete. And we've seen two teams, Slaughterhouse and Getters, both take a step back this season. I'm pretty sure Hollywood's going to do his homework and be able to do things. Slaughterhouse, Marcus, even though he's a pretty good quarterback, I wouldn't say he's a top 5 quarterback in the UFL, but I would give him maybe top 10, top 15 quarterback. And he just need more weapons. And Jesus on CMM, he shows the ability to run, but he's not really a great quarterback yet. We're going to have to see what he brings later on in the season.
Well, I'm just going to state facts. I can't say top 15 or top 10 because he didn't play a full season in our league to rank him that way. So I can't necessarily say that I didn't see him play long enough to even give him a ranking. It's unfair to do so. So, again, we just got to see how things move along with him at the helm. Remember, last year, Ramsey was at the helm for the majority of the season.
And he almost beat IOD. That's a game that they could have won. They made some mistakes, but Ramsey gave them a chance to win that game.
And that was a rivalry game because they just came from bumping IOD in 7-1-8. So that was a rivalry game there. It was a close game. The thing about it is, now that Ramsey's not here, how the team is going to move forward from here because he was the person moving their offense.
And he took Big E. Jesus Christmas. I don't believe I said that.
You said it again.
He took Amir.
He took Amir.
And he took King.
Yes.
So Slaughterhouse is going to be shorthanded. We're going to jump right into the game. 4th and long. Jesus throws it up. It's tipped and picked off by Pablo. He runs it all the way past the 50-yard line until teammate pushes him in the back, causing him to fall, ended the play. That has to be a not top 5 because that's a run back and your own teammate knocks you down.
And the funny thing is, like, the teammate, I don't know if he was jealous or anything like that, but it seemed like he was hating a little bit, and he just decided to push him in the back. Of course, I don't think that it was on purpose, but it just looks that way.
But that's a touchdown.
Yes, that was a touchdown. Nobody was near him, and all it took was his own teammate to push him in the back to stop the touchdown. Something they probably could have used in this game. We don't know how the offense is going to perform. They kind of needed this play.
So it's crazy. Like I said, CMM had the ball first. Jesus throws it up, picked off, almost ran back by Slaughterhouse, Pablo, and he's pushed by his own guy and ends up not getting an opportunity to score. That got to be not top 5. First down, Marcus gets blitzed and sacks by Boba. Last down, Marcus throws it up to Welch on the sideline, but it's stopped short of the end zone. Turnover on downs, giving it to Slaughterhouse. You're going to hear a lot of that, so this game is going to be cut incredibly. Yeah. Just to let y'all guys know from now. CMM gets the ball, they're going to have to punt. After 2 short plays, Marcus throws to the receiver on the sideline for a big gain, picking up the first down. Third down, Marcus gets sacked by Boba. Receiver was open, and Marcus does not make the throw. You got to throw the ball, get the ball off. You shouldn't worry about the pressure coming up. He doesn't make the throw. Fourth down, as they go to punt, which we don't usually show. We only show it when something happens.
Yeah.
He goes to punt the ball. He does not get the ball off before 4 rush. Turnover on downs at the spot, giving it back to CMM.
Well, I'm pretty sure Marcus understands. Maybe it's because it's been so long. He only played 1 season in the league. But you got to know that when you do not get the ball before 4 rush, you got to throw the ball before 4 rush. If you don't, the defense or that other team gets a spot there, and that's exactly what happens. So you got to throw that ball off. At least get it off by 2 rush. Right. Why wait? It doesn't make any difference out there. Just get the ball off.
And I'm still getting back to the interception that was almost just should have been ran back. At least you got to lead if you do that. CMM gets the first down. Jesus throws deep to the receiver on the sideline, but he falls before the ball gets there and incomplete. And he gets flagged for cursing. CMM is forced to punt. First down on 4 rush, Marcus runs for a decent gain. Third down, Marcus is going to scramble on 4 rush, throws a Welch in the gap. Is going to be picked off by John, giving the ball back to CMM. And these teams are just throwing the ball back and forth all around the lot, not really doing nothing.
And nothing's working for either team right now. Like this is just a horrible game on both ways.
Definitely horrible.
Nobody's getting anything done. Both offenses are struggling. Defenses are just picking up on the offensive mistakes, but nobody's getting the edge in this game, and that's why I know there's no score in this game so far.
We're going to jump right into overtime. Both teams get a shot. First team to score, the second team gets a shot to try to score. No blitz, 1 timeout. Slaughterhouse with the ball. Marcus throws to Pablo on the sideline, who gets a decent gain. Then Marcus on 4 rush scrambles, throws it to Welch in the middle for a nice gain. Last down, Marcus scrambles, throws to the receiver in the end zone. Is going to be dropped, turnover on downs. You got to catch that football. I think it was a pretty good throw. You got to catch it.
I mean, the Slaughterhouse team has so many opportunities to end this game, and they decide to not take advantage, and that is why this game's still going on with CMM with an opportunity to steal the game away.
Jesus with 2 short passes to get them to the 35-yard line. Last down, Jesus throws it up. It's going to be tipped away and knocked down. Ending the game 0-0, overtime, ends in a tie.
And the sad part is now, if you go back to the other play,
if he runs that pick back,
this game would have been over for Slaughterhouse if he would have ran that pick back. So now the not top 5 is a play that kind of cost this team a win.
This game was hard to watch.
We've had games like that before.
Yeah,
though.
I mean, we've had a lot of top teams that we watch games that was hard to watch.
Yeah.
Slaughterhouse need more players.
Mm-hmm.
I think Marcus is a decent quarterback. He can get these teams wins. Is he a Ramsey? Well, that remains to be seen. But he has to make more plays. Welch and these guys got to make plays for him. Welch is a good player. DC has to find a way to turn it around. CMM, we really haven't seen too much yet. I love that they're here on time. They got enough guys. They got to make plays. They got to put them in a better position to win because it only gets harder in this league. But I love the fact that they're here competing and they want to get better. They want to play teams and they want to ball out. So I got to give them props for that.
And a wait and see right now for both teams. You know, CMM is a young team, you know, just getting into the league. You know, this is their second game, so they just got to get their style of play together before we can even make a proper judgment of this team. And Slaughterhouse, we don't even know who's actually going to be their finalized team.
Right.
We don't know if this is going to be their finalized team.
Which I don't think so. I think Marcus is good at going out and getting players. I think they'll be able to get some players.
So
you know, the key is they got a quarterback.
Yes.
If they didn't have a quarterback, they would have problems. They have a quarterback. And I would say every team in this league has at least a quarterback. Even if you look at Brotherhood, Crazy's a quarterback. You know, he has experience at quarterback. So, no disrespect to Gunners, Vaughn wasn't really a quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, he was a quarterback that was kind of, you know, not able to really score, even though his guys dropped passes. But, you know, he wasn't really a quarterback. So every team got a quarterback, which is what you need here in order to compete. So we're going to have to see what happens with this team by week 5. We'll give you who we think is a pretender and a contender. But right now, it's still early. They got a lot of time. So this game ends Slaughterhouse CMM in the tie. We're going to be right back real tough. So. You have 99 Problems versus Rep City. And we're about to start recording on the show. You know, we always let y'all see the final game. That's Ghost in the background. And let's jump on this game right now. So we'll be periodically looking into the phone, looking into the camera. So we'll do our best that we can do. All right? Now, we're going to get into the game. 99 Problems versus Rep City. Here we go. 99 comes in. You know, they wasn't really a strong. I think they were a competitive team last year.
Yeah.
I don't think that they was a highly strong team. They had Los at quarterback. Los is okay. They had an opportunity to get Dave, who ended up going to Reloaded, but they decided to go with Los. And I think they struggled at the quarterback position. And they didn't have enough weapons. Even though they had G.I. Joe, who ended up winning the Defensive Player of the Year, I don't think this team had enough weapons it was needed to compete with everybody else.
But I think personally, I don't think that it was just that Los was struggling at quarterback. I think that Joe started to play at a high level early in the season, and I think that he started to rely on him a little too much.
Right.
And Joe started to cool off because of all of the forced passes that Los would throw to Joe, thinking that Joe was, listen, I called him G.I. Joe last season, but he wasn't Superman. He can't do everything for this team by himself. So you got to get other guys to step up and get things done. Davi needed to step up. JR was there. He needed to step up. They had a couple of guys that needed to step up. Unfortunately, it was that they kind of put too much on Joe by himself.
And now they added some players. Joe is here, but Joe won't be here this season as far as I know. I know he moved. So I think he was just here for this game. But they added a Shannon. Shannon's not going to be here this game, but they added Shannon to this team. They added KC. KC's a former UFL quarterback of the year. He also made the All-Star team a few years back. So KC's a good quarterback, and I think he can control this offense. You know, they say that KC is an ultimate game manager. You know, and I don't like that term because it seems like they say when you're a manager, it's like you don't have talent. Like you're just there to manage a game. KC beat Chuck in the Summer League this season. He eliminated Chuck. So, and it's funny that he eliminated Chuck, who Chuck was throwing for 99 problems. Yeah. And now KC is throwing for 99 problems.
It's funny how things work. You know, they get to see a quarterback that would use strategy and, you know, his style of play to beat their team. A team that was almost promised to win a championship that in that league. So when you have a guy like that, you pretty much going to want to have that quarterback on your team, especially if you feel that he fits your play style.
And they play against a Rep City team. Rep City is a team that was up and down last year, but they started getting hot. They played YMM, and I say Rep City lost that game more than YMM beat them.
Yeah. Rep
City had 3 huge flags that cost them the game. Cursing and 2 personal fouls that YMM scored on each time. And YMM beat them by going for the game-winning 2, which they ended up getting. And Rico ended up catching that for the walk-off. So this team is elite. You can no longer say that Rep City is just a regular team. They just won a championship in Casino in the A division. So they got that on their shoulder. And rumor has it, and I haven't confirmed this yet, hopefully I could get confirmation from Charlie or Hood or somebody that my sources tell me that Rep City is the team that signed Smoke. Now, I don't know if it's true. Smoke ain't not going to be here today, so we don't know if that's true. They have Vic. Vic is an all-star. Vic made the all-star team.
Yes.
So I don't know if you needed a Smoke when you already had a Vic, but I don't really know if they got Smoke. We're going to have to see, is that true? Oh, Brian is right. Rep City won an undefeated championship in Casino. So we're going to have to see what happens as far as a given position. Now, as far as the quarterback position, they went from Hood to Izzy.
Yeah.
Izzy's a great player. He hasn't really thrown in the UFL, but if he brings the style that Izzy has, the intelligence and the playmaking ability, he may be even in the top 10, if not the top 5 at quarterback. But they also have a backup quarterback in Hood.
Yes.
So you have, a lot of people, you know what I always say, if you have more than one quarterback, you really have none. But I think in their case it changed because Hood can play receiver.
Yes.
Hood can play defense. Izzy can play receiver. The quarterbacks can rotate and play different positions.
And the thing about it is Hood, as a receiver, is a playmaker in his own right. So they have the opportunity to switch back and forth based on the team that they play against. So sometimes that is a strategy too, when you have a quarterback system that you can alternate based on the team that you're playing against. Maybe one would play more successful against this defense than the other. That is a good strategy to have. One problem with Rep City is they start to heat up late in the season or in midway in the season. And I think that if they start up early, they will be in better position in the playoffs to take advantage.
And they got no D-Boy. D-Boy tore his ACL. He's out for the year. He's going to be on the sideline, but they got to be careful because, they're going to miss that energy. And Red said, where's the video, buddy? And we was having a little comparison on who had the better move between Red and Rico. We showed Reds last week, and we're going to have Rico's in the championship. I'm going to have Ghost put that up tonight.
Yeah.
Go on my page on Facebook or however you go. We'll show you different ways to check it out. And y'all vote on which move y'all think is better. Now, you also put in the fact where the move was done, how it was done. There's a lot of different things, critiques that you could do. So check that out. Give us y'all vote, and we're going to let y'all know who won that battle between Rico and Red and the best move. So we're going to jump right into the game right now. Second down, Casey on 4 rush with blockers. Rolls right, throws to Macho on the sideline, is going to be almost picked off. Third down, Casey throws a nice pass to receiver on the sideline for a big gain and first down. Last down at the 5-yard line, Casey finds Joe in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Joe with the celebration. I love celebrations. We needed more in the game. 6-0, 99.
Well, Joe is a person who won an award for celebrating, you know? So this is something that he does. But the thing about it is, Casey, using what he got, he chops the field up as he usually does. He takes advantage of Rep City not taking the opportunity and getting that interception, and he makes them pay for it here with this touchdown here. Great way to respond and get your offense in the end zone.
Rep City can't move the ball, and they're forced to punt. Casey drives to the 20-yard line in 4 plays, chopping up the field. Second down, Casey on 4 rush is going to throw the receiver in the gap, picked off by Izzy, who runs on the sideline. If you look here, Chris misses the tag. Izzy runs it all the way to the end zone for the touchdown, 6-6. The question was, did Chris make the tag? Give me that first.
Well, if you're looking at this play here, my niece is the one recording.
Right.
She gets a good angle, but a player runs right in the way as Chris is jumping.
There's nothing she could do.
But at the end of the day, you can see the way Chris is diving towards Izzy, and it looks like he completely misses him.
Right.
Right here, you see him jumping all the way out of bounds, and you do not have that type of physics when a guy flying out of bounds if you make the tag. So It doesn't look like he made the tag, and Izzy has a free run all the way into the end zone. That is a big play for Rep City.
And they killed the ref, saying that they made the tag, and it looks like the ref got the call right. He was there. He said he did not see a tag. And my blame is, if Chris misses the tag, be real and say, I missed the tag.
Yeah.
A lot of guys do this, and that's why I love our league, because the games are recorded. If a ref blows a call, mind you, I'm going to put it up. I put it up when I miss calls. But a lot of players lie, and they said, I think I got him. But when you look at the video, Now, don't get me wrong. He may have thought he had him.
Yeah.
But if, like you said, the law of physics, the angle that he took and the way he dived,
Yeah.
you would think if he had got a hand on him, his body angle would have changed. His hands, the extent of his hand would have changed, and it looked like it didn't on the dive.
And the thing about it is, some guys will say, "Oh, I got the tag," you know, whatever. The thing about it is, a lot of refs do not honor fingertip tags.
Right.
Tags with the hair under your fingernails or anything like that. That doesn't work. It has to be either a clear tag or, you know, the whole hand on. Listen, the point is, it got to be clear. If it's a fingertip, most refs that I know would not honor that because that's a hard way to
especially
tag to
diving.
judge. Yes.
Now the thing is, Izzy jumped this play. That's a great pick by Izzy. And the thing that makes Izzy dangerous as a defensive player is because he's a quarterback, he knows what angles to take of the ball. He knows what quarterback is thinking. He knows what areas they want to put the ball, and he knows how to jump the route to make the pick. 6-6 tie. Third down, after 3 short passes, Casey gets blitzed by Bisky. Bisky's blocked by 2 guys, but still gets the sack. One thing I say about Bisky, the guy is strong. Don't underestimate his size because the guy got strength. He makes it here. 99 can't get anything before the half. 6-6, we're going into halftime.
And this is a big play. If he doesn't make this here, Casey probably could have got something done in his drive. So this is a big play here. Bisky showing not only the strength at his size, but the heart to know that regardless of who's there blocking, he's going to fight through it. And he does here, makes a big play to prevent 99 from getting anything going in this half.
And as you see, if that's a quick half, it's because, 1, 99 had the ball first. Rep City didn't move the ball. Their first drive, they had to punt. The next time Rep City got the ball, it was picked up by Izzy, but he ran it back for the touchdown. And then 99 gets the ball, they can't score. Casey kills clock.
Yes.
That's what you got to realize. He is the master of killing clock because of his style. He takes a few pumps. He walks the line of scrimmage. He takes his time in the huddle. So for a quarterback that's not going to score a lot of points, he knows how to manage the clock. Takes 6.5, 6-6. Great play by him to run the clock, but they got to get more points. Now, what do you think about 99?
The thing about you just spoke about 99.
I just took what you were gonna say.
The thing about Rep City,
Right.
I would say, is this is one team that regardless of who they play, they have heart and determination. It doesn't matter what situation they're in, they're gonna fight through it. And you see here with their defense is what's keeping them in this game. The offense is kind of stagnant right now in the first half. They haven't gotten anything going. Maybe they will in the second half, but their defense has kept them alive and even put up points. So that's what's keeping them in the game, and that's going to be something that they're going to rely on going through the rest of this game.
Rep City gets the ball back. Remember, it's a 6-6 tie. Izzy with 3 passes for a big gain. Third down, Izzy on 4 rush. Runs to the sideline, but drops the ball at the 1-yard line. That was a good run by Izzy, but he just drops the ball at the 1-yard line. Luckily for him, it went out at the 1. Or it could have been a touchback, giving the ball to the other team. But luckily, he dropped it at the 1-yard line. Last down, Izzy pitched to Cello in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Macho with the extra point, 13-12. And that's a great pitch, which is actually a throw. His arm came forward, so it's not a pitch. You can't run.
Yeah.
But that's a great play by Izzy. Going simple. No need to make it complicated. 13-6, great play by Izzy.
And the thing about it is, plays like this, your players need to know to roll out with the quarterback in case he wants to do a quick throw, a quick pitch here. Cello is right in a position to make that easy play. It could have been harder if the players are not paying attention, but they're all in sync on the offense. They're moving together, and that is why they're able to score here.
So right now it's a 13-6, Rep City with the lead. After getting the first down, Casey on second down gets blitzed by Bisky, throws the jail on the sideline for a short gain. And Izzy gets ejected for cursing. Izzy's out of the game. He didn't even realize he cursed, but he's out of the game, and that's a big thing. The crazy part about it was, third down, Casey finds Lou open in the end zone for the touchdown. Joe gets the extra point, 13-13 tie, and I think the cursing play by Izzy helped them get 99 in a better position to score and tie the game up.
Yes, it did, and it also threw Rep City's defense out of whack with them losing one of their star players there in the middle of this drive. So that kind of threw off their defensive vibe, and I think that's why their receivers got open in the end zone here. That gave Casey the advantage to score.
Now, they were celebrating when Izzy got ejected. I seen guys jumping up and down, saying, yeah, good job. They happy Izzy got out. But one thing that makes Charlie a genius as coach is he has Hood backing Izzy up.
Yeah.
So if he loses Izzy, because Izzy's still getting used to the rules, Hood is here to throw. So the game ain't over because you got rid of one quarterback. Hood has a completely different style of quarterbacking style than Izzy, but he still gets the job done. He's been known as Rep City's quarterback. So I wouldn't celebrate too hard if I'm 99 because Hood could put up points. After getting the first down, Hood throws short to Beasky, who shakes two defenders and runs for a decent gain. Did you see the moves he made to shake those two defenders? Good play by Beasky.
And this is him catching somebody off guard when they come and thinking it's a routine short play. They're going to make the tag, and Beasky suddenly just makes that quick move, and he's going for the races, giving bigger yardage for Rep City, keeping the ball moving, making a small play into a bigger play that's benefiting their offense.
Third down, Hood finds Vic in the middle for the touchdown. Cello gets the extra point, 20-13, Rep City.
And even though 99 was celebrating, Hood was pretty much in the zone from when he got the ball on offense. Yep. He connected with his guys. They drove down the field. He connected most of his passes, and he was able to find the end zone at the end. That is confidence right there. Hood was not worried about Izzy being lost in the game. They keep moving, and that is why they take the lead here.
After two short passes, getting the first down and the second down, Casey throws to the receiver on the sideline. That play is going to be dropped. Last down on 4 runs, Casey tries to throw it up, but Cello tips the pass, incomplete. Cello gets through two guys, blocks the pass, ending the game, 20-13. Cello scored a touchdown, got an extra point, and made one of the biggest plays of the game, getting his hand in to tip the ball, not even giving Casey a chance to get the ball in the end zone.
And that's the crazy thing. They had two guys to give him time, and after 4 rush, Cello just runs in, pushing guys out of the way and making a big play here. Casey didn't even have the opportunity to throw the ball up. And that is great defense by Rep City. Defense that they've been playing pretty much throughout the game.
Yep.
Clutch defense, I would say. That's what won this game. Regardless of what else happened, Hood did throw the game-winning touchdown or the game-winning drive, but I think their defense has to be given more of the credit because they locked it down throughout most of this game.
Yeah, Izzy had an interception. He ran it back for a touchdown. Cello comes away with the big play, tipping the ball, and that's defense. This team is not really known for being an elite defense, but they're trying to turn it around. And they have a bend but don't break type of team. And they're making plays here, and it's definitely time for Rep City to move past that semifinals to the Final Four. It's time for them to step it up. You won a casino, but people say that league is a non-contact, whatever. I don't care what the league is. A championship means you were the best team in that league. I never take chips away from teams when they win. But the bottom line is, it's time for them to make the transition over to this league and now focus on this league. We're talking about $7 grand on the line right now, and there's a lot of potato chips you can buy with that.
But the thing about it is, all I see from Rep City is them improving. You know,
yep.
You said that Brian may be playing with this team.
If they could get Brian,
yes.
which is what I'm here from Reloaded, yes. They definitely got a guy who can stretch the field. You got Brian, you have Meek, you have Rel. You have
Meech and Rel,
yes. And Rel with Brian, which they all played together in Danvers League.
Yes.
On the Saturday. That is good weapons. With Izzy at quarterback, things can happen. Hood can kill you on different positions. This team has a lot of firepower. And if they added Smoke, which is what we're hearing, that's another weapon to bring to this defense.
And I think that those are all the pieces that they probably need to get over that semifinals position that they always get to and never get further than. So I think that this is the year, if they can get all those pieces, this is the year that we see Rep City emerging and going further than they've ever been in this league.
And on 99 problems, Shannon wasn't here. They need a guy, a game breaker. He's a game breaker. They need him to be here. Casey was a good pickup for this team. But they got to look in the mirror and say, who are we? You know, we're tired of being other teams in leagues walking back. And one of their main guys, one of their old school core guys, David, is one of the main guys that's tired of guys being okay with being okay. Mm-hmm. And I have a problem with that myself. It's time to say that we are an elite team. No more 99 problems, whatever. 99 problems is exactly what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to bring other teams problems. And it seems like the only problems they bring is to themselves. It's time for them to sit down, look in the mirror and say, well, we went out, we got Shannon. Shannon's definitely a game breaker. A guy, first of all, he's the best return man in the game. So you don't want to kick it to him, especially on this field. The size of this field, gives them more running room. You have one of the best game managers in the game. KC's a guy who's going to kill the clock. But, one, you have to have a defense to go with KC's style. Because he's not going to put up 30 points a game. He's going to give you the max in the 20s, early 20s, mid-teens is what he's going to put up. That's his style. But he's going to control the clock. Shannon's a game breaker, but you got to have at least another player that can stretch the field to give him at least the weapons to throw downfield. Because if you don't got a receiver that can stretch the field, guys are going to play you in a box, and they're going to contain Shannon, and that's going to take away from that. You got to make stops. You got to make stops when you need to, and they got to look in the mirror and say, what are we? This is what we got to do.
And the play style is everything. The way they play their defense, you know, what type of setup they have, who's going to be in certain positions. I think that they can fix that. You know, this is only game 2, and this is their first game. I think that they have room to grow throughout the season, but all I feel that they need to do is just go on the field and just get it done. I think that they have enough guys that can just go out there and get it done. They just got to show it on the field and just get it done. Rather than just saying that they probably can, or they have the ability to, or they look good on paper, they just got to go on the field and perform to the best of their abilities that I'm pretty sure that they can.
We're going to wrap it up. I'm going to give you some talks real quick before we wrap up the show. Make sure you watch the games today. We got some big games on Saturday. You got father versus son. Lou, Violators, Chuck, Carver. That's a big game. We're going to blow that up. We're going to get interviews with both quarterbacks before the game, see what they think of one another, you know, like the competitive fire that they have amongst each other. So that's something that we definitely want to talk about.
And the crazy thing is, that's already put on top of the rivalry that this team already has. You know?
Exactly.
So it's going to be interesting. But the quarterback face-off is going to be icing on the cake.
Right.
So just to see these guys battle it out in this game like this, it's already a big thing for the season. But to have these guys face off within this game is going to make it that much bigger. I can't wait to see it.
We also got Rep City versus IOD. That's another big game. No ID. Can IOD keep up with Izzy's offense? IOD is not really known as a powerhouse scoring team, but we're going to have to see if they're able to even keep up with them. We've seen them struggle against Riot Squad, and now you play a Rep City team that's going to give them problems.
Well, I believe if they have Shorty or Slasher throwing in this game, I think that it changes the dynamic of IOD's offense because Slasher was able to put up points. That's one thing that he was good at. They didn't score 30, 40 a game, but Slasher did put up points. So I see this being a competitive game on both sides if I see Slasher throwing in this game.
Another game that I want to see is Never Scared versus Browns. Browns are back in the league. Never Scared was supposed to combine with them, and it didn't work out. Now they get to play each other. We got to see what happens. That's going to be a good talking game. Browns also play Street Fam, who beat them a few years ago. Sped up the pace, and there was like a David Meeks Goliath, and they was able to beat them. So that's going to be a great game. Then you got Never Scared versus 99 Problems. So that's another big game going on, basically a hometown rivalry. So we got some rivalry games that we're going to be able to see, and it's going to be very interesting.
And again, whoever's setting up the schedules is starting to make things happen on purpose. I think that he's trying to cause controversy between these teams on purpose. I don't know how this is happening, but it's not a coincidence that these teams are facing each other this season.
That being said, we're going to wrap it up. I got to go to work. I'm doing the overnight. Headley. They talk about you, Headley Augustus. That's my man, one of the best freestyle rappers in the game, my man. West Crave, I see you, bro. I think that's Prodigy, my guy, Street Fam, that is Prodigy. David's sleeping. We're boring him. I hope you're up this week because you got Never Scared. That's going to be a good game to see. But we're going to wrap up the game. Like I said, I got to go to work. I'm doing the overnight. My man Wes said we're going to talk soon, no doubt, bro. I got an overnight to do. Herbie's working on that new intro. It's coming, guys. Much shout to him. He always kills it. We're ready to do it. And I had to work overnight. I'm not happy about that. But, you know, I had to do what I had to do to help the league, help the show. And we sacrificed it is. Ghost's supposed to be studying for a final now for tomorrow. So we're going to wrap it up. Much love to you too, Hood. Herman will be in the building Saturday. Uh-oh, he's back. Will we see the salsa? We're going to see.
We'll see.
That's not really my arms. Okay, I lost. I don't know. Stay awake, Jay Brown. Yeah, I know. I'm falling asleep. I got to go to work. I'm going to do my best. Mo says, be safe, everyone. Yo, guys, we love y'all. Real Tough Talk. Stephen J, Ghost. We're out of here. But for y'all at home, we wrapping it up. This part won't be on the show. This part will be us ending it. Much love to y'all. We'll see y'all Saturday. Some big games. I'll go live on Friday. Get y'all talks. You could go one-on-one with Stephen J after watching Real Tough Talk. We start this week one-on-one with Jay, man-to-man. Come with your info. Come at me. If you ready, I'm ready. Get your stuff ready. Challenge me on anything. Any type of stat, anything. But have your homework ready. I'm out of here. Real Tough Talk. We out. We'll see y'all later.